Hello, how's it going? I have a question for you. Why do you want to eat the rich? I got you there for a moment. Yeah, I did. Or not. But what I really want to discuss is perspective, right? Like, I feel like the fact that we dislike so much of what we bear witness to when it comes to financial wealth proves that there are those of us that we can do rich so much better. All right, and that's the angle I want to come at with this conversation, right? Is maybe it's time to stop hating on the people driving the cyber trucks and recognize, like, we just want our own equivalent, because they like it. They like that vehicle. I don't. I think it looks ugly as all, you know. But I have vehicles that I would, that's my, like, status. Like, I may not tell people that I won the lottery, but there will be signs. You know what I mean? That maybe they wouldn't like. Not everybody likes a Corvette. Not everybody likes the Porsches or the Bentleys. Not everybody likes a Prius. Different folks, different strokes. I love to celebrate that because there's a whole lot of Teslas and Subarus around the greater Seattle area. You know what I mean? I like seeing the different cars. I like seeing people do something different. Because why? Because that's the world. We're not so Stepford. We're getting these little pockets in our neighborhoods and such, right? So I believe it was May Suzuki. I really hope I'm getting that name right, because I'm kind of bad with names, so I will be very proud of myself if I pulled that out correctly. Hey, she's the one who did the comparison with the Cybertruck, right? Like, you're so busy hating on it that you're not recognizing that what's going on is you're showing yourself things that you need to heal, essentially. Those limiting beliefs and what you think wealth is and how it looks is what's getting in your way, because we're the only ones who can hold ourselves back, right? We're the only ones. And maybe you've just had bad examples in your life, people who seemingly have so much, but yet they're limiting how they help you, whether they do or do not, right? But it's still perspective, because you have no idea what their financial responsibilities are, right? The more you have going on, well, now you got to sustain the fact that you have more going on. You have property taxes. What happens when that Bentley needs to go into the shop? You have a lot of these actors and such. We'll use this as an example since it's so common, and that's what we're kind of trained through the media and stuff to look at as the example of wealth. These are the brands and the clothes that we want to wear. This is how we want to decorate our homes. Thank you so much for creating your own collection. I'm gonna buy it. Consumerism, right? Where was I going with that thought? I totally just lost it. Perspective. You don't need to pull a Stepford and get the same things that everybody else is getting. They like the Cybertruck? Cool. You don't? Cool. Get your Porsche. Soup up that, car that may not be so popular here in the United States, but it's really popular in the Japanese street racing scene. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like most of us have had that friend, at the very least, if you weren't that person at any point, The world is so different, and they handle things so differently. It's already providing proof. You have people right now that are like, why be a billionaire? Why do we even have billionaires? Right? But the thing about it isn't so much having money, it's what you do with it, right? Because money has a tendency to show who a person really is. Who are you when you strip away the limitations? When you remove what became inhibitions, right? What kind of parties would you be going to, and would you be wearing white? Like, there's a lot of wisdom being gatekept, things not being taught in school All while teachers have always insisted that they're preparing us for college and the quote-unquote real world. So let's become the millionaires, is my main point. Let's become the millionaires and billionaires, and let's show them how it's done. Show them how kind and considerate. My watch is booping so much while I'm trying to hold this. Oh my goodness. Show them how kind and considerate wealth can really be. Because of the Nevilles and Abdullahs and friends, like, they can talk about limiting beliefs, and then so can I. One is that crummy idea of wealth and how wealthy people behave. Enough. Let's show how compassionate, how empathetic and patient wealth can be. Let's show how it looks when someone really means it when they say, I could be a billionaire, but I'd rather share. I'd rather help. Sharing is caring, you know? Fam, what is your limiting belief when it comes to wealth? What are? I feel like is and are both try to come out of my mouth at the same time, but that's a question. Let me know in the comments. What are your limiting beliefs? Is it, I'm not those people. I can't understand how they do what they do. They have so much, and that's what they do with it? Fam, you're not meant to understand why they're doing whatever they're doing. That's them. That's not you. You understand yourself, and you already understand that you're different. So if you get those limiting beliefs out of the way, if you get the muckiness and toxicity, the betrayals, people have unalived people because of money. Marriages have been demolished because of the stress of bills and credit card, you know, what people owe, the debt of it all, and taxes and everything. What are your limiting beliefs? And why are you holding on to them? Have they really kept you safe? Have they really kept you cozy? Or are they just simply what you've known as you know, gag as a cyber truck drives by? Just me? Nah, I doubt it. Like, why? It's a sheet of metal on wheels. Like, what? What? That's a lot of power that people are putting into some other company's hands with how they can control that vehicle. There's a video of a dude who freaking was stopped on the freeway in rush hour traffic because he was a rapper. He is a hip hop artist that was, you know, throwing some shade down on Tesla. And they were like, guess what? You know, you did XYZ, so no more Cybertruck driving for you. While he was in rush hour traffic on the freeway. Dead car. Not moving, and no move. Tesla said no. Such a lovely idea to go electric. And yet, power handed over to the wealthy. Well, what if you're the wealthy fam? How would you handle it? How would you carry it? How would you behave? Because we already know that if these billionaires were to come together to help with world hunger, it would be ended, and they would still have a bunch of money. At the very least, multimillionaires still. At the very least, like some hundreds of millions, right? I bet that we can have a bunch of billionaires and end world hunger. I bet that we can have all these even more millionaires, and I bet that you can live through all of your dreams, your hopes and dreams, and at least prove to yourself that money and scum don't have to go together. What would you do? How would you handle it? They say to not tell others, but there will be signs. First things first, we're getting out of this neighborhood. Oh, man. I say let go. Let go of these limiting beliefs that never belonged to you. It was done to you, shared with you by those who also didn't know any better, especially when all too often it's cruel wealth being shoved in our faces. If our minds really are so powerful, then let's show them how good wealth really can be, how great of a resource money really can be, because ultimately, that's all it really is. Another resource, a man-made resource that went from being physical objects to ones and zeros on a screen so effortlessly. And this is your life. And you're an incredible human being. So why don't we show them what it's like? Show them how good it can be. Because it doesn't matter if they like your car. They're the only ones holding themselves back, and you stopped doing that a long time ago. Hey, those perspectives. Oh, fam, thank you so much for hanging out with me and listening to my babble. My Stoner McStonerton babble in the middle of the night just after Christmas. You know how it goes. I like to think of it almost like besties having a sleepover or something, you know what I mean? Hey. I wish you the best. I wish you every single resource that you could possibly want to tap into. It's all right there at your fingertips, right? Heck yeah, fam, because why wouldn't it be? No more limiting beliefs. They're gone. They're a thing of the past. I don't even remember a time that we had them. Funny how that works. Hey, fam, you take care. I love you, and I will talk to you later.